Hey everybody, Cynthia here. I am back with my 13 Haunted Projects of Halloween series. I do apologize, I'm a little behind, but I've been battling being sick and I'm just starting to feel better, so I want to get myself caught up. Today's project, I used DCWV Monster Movie. I've had this in my stash a little while. And I really want to start using up my paper pads, as I've told you guys before. And this paper pad was from 2020. So I used a couple sheets from that. And I'll get this out of the way for a second. And this is the cute gift box that I made. I made this style box before in a smaller, longer version. And inside you could put a gift card and there was treats in that. I will post a link below to that, but it's pretty much the same style, just a different size. And I wanted this size, it's about 3.5 high and 3.5 wide, to house my, it opens up like this, and I wanted it to house my cute little paper pumpkins. I wanted to gift a paper pumpkin or two to some friends, and I thought this would be the perfect size box to store one of those. So this is what we're creating today. Let's get started. Okay, so for the box itself, you're going to need a sheet that measures 10.5 by 10.5. I'm going to get out my scoreboard here. I have made those paper pumpkins before. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've done a tutorial. And if I did, I will post a link below. And if I haven't and you guys want to see how I put them together, just let me know. Okay, so line, it doesn't matter because it's 10.5 by 10.5. But basically, you're going to score it at 3.5. And again at 7, and then turn it around, and you're going to score at 3.5 and 7. Okay, fold up our score lines. And we're not going to need, when we go to glue this, I'm going to cut half the tab off, and you'll see what I mean in a second, because you really don't need that much bulk in the box. But I thought not only would this size be perfect for like your paper pumpkins, but these would be great at Christmas time to house Christmas ornaments in. So I'm going to do another one in a Christmas theme, probably the same size. And I just thought it would be perfect for that. Okay, so our 4 corners are going to end up being our tabs. So we're going to cut on this score line. And you're going to cut up to the next score line. Just don't cut over this part. I'm going to cut out a little triangle piece there. And then what I had said to you is when we put this box together, we don't need all this bulk for this tab. So what you can do is fold it in half. And then cut half of it off. Okay? You don't have to fold it in half, but I know some of you like things precise. So that's what I would do for that. Otherwise, you could cut up on your score tab or your score line. Cut out your little triangle piece there, and then turn it around and eyeball it and cut half off. So it's your choice whether you want to fold it in half and cut it or just eyeball it. But these are going to be our 2 tabs. So then you're going to turn the box around. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. Cut up on your score line trim it out on an angle there, and then cut half of it off. Same thing. Cut up on your score line. Take some of that out and then cut half of it off. And you could always save these scraps for embellishments and things and banner pieces. Totally up to you. Okay, so now we have our 4 little tabs, and all I'm going to do is add some adhesive. And close up the box. On my bone folder on the inside, so I know that's nice and secure. Do the same on this side. Put glue on the tab and then fold it up to meet this part and close up the box. And then that way, I'm just going to open up this side so you can see what I mean. We cut these in half, and that way it doesn't leave a lot of bulk inside the box. If you had all the tabs that were this size, it would be a pretty heavy box when you closed it up. Okay, so let's add adhesive to the both of these sides. And then I'm going to just mat the 4 sides while it's together. You can mat them ahead of time if you want, before you close up your box. That's entirely up to you. Okay, but now we have our box, and then I'm going to mat my 4 sides. And the measurements for the mats are 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. And you're going to need 4 of those. I'm not matting the bottom because the bottom is actually going to be matted to the wrap that goes around the box. And you'll see what I mean in a second. Let me just press that down. I thought over Labor Day weekend I was going to get all this work done and relax and do videos, and yeah. Instead, I've spent it sick, and that happened to me over excuse me, Christmas break last year. I thought, oh, this is going to be such a great vacation. And I ended up getting COVID. So that's how I spent my Christmas vacation. But you know, it happens. I'm healthy and I'm good, and I'm not in the hospital, so I'm not complaining. But it just got me behind on some stuff. So now I'll be playing catch up, but I'll get there. It's all good. I'm not I always look at the glass half full. Try to anyway. You know, there's some days where you look at it like, man, my glass is almost empty, and you know, you feel bad, and that's okay. You're allowed those days, but you got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back out there. And that's what I try to do anyway. But yeah, I thought, I'm feeling a little bit better. I got to get back here and do this for you guys. Okay, so now I covered all 4 sides of my box. I'm going to set my box aside, get out my scoreboard again. Pardon me. Okay, and for the wrap, you're going to need a sheet that measures 11 by 3 3/4. You're going to line it up at the 11-inch mark, and you're going to score at 3 3/4 and 7 1/4. And that's it. It's the only score marks you're going to make. Fold up our score lines. Okay, so this is going to be my top or my back here, and this is going to be the bottom. Now on this box, I did mat the bottom because I wanted to keep it sturdy. So I'm going to mat it on here. So for my bottom piece, I need a piece that measures 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. See, I knew that was going to happen. Before I do that, I want to put my ribbon on, so I have my ribbon closure. Pardon me, please. So I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape. And let me cut my ribbon. I cut my ribbon to about 11 inches, 12 inches. I don't really need that much, but at that time I'd rather have more than not enough. And then I folded it in half and cut it. I'm gonna put a piece on here, and then some more double-sided tape right over that. And now I'm gonna have to put more liquid glue. Now I can mat my paper. Sorry about that, guys. Forgot a step. Alrighty. Okay. Let me wipe off any excess glue that's squished out. And I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Double-sided tape in the middle. Lay my ribbon down and pull another piece off and put that right on top. Okay, and then I can mat this side as well, and that is 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. Okay, now for the midsection, that measurement is a little bit different. Okay, so for this section here, you're going to need a piece that measures 3 5/8. Let me double check. Pardon me. Okay, yes, it's going to be 3 5/8 across, but height-wise, it's going to be 3 3/8. So 3 5/8 by 3 3/8. And that's going to be the same thing for the inside. Just flip it over. 3 5/8 by 3 3/8 high. This bottom piece here we're not going to cover because that's where we're going to actually adhere the box to it. And then your top piece here, again, is 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. Let me take a drink, guys, or I'm going to be coughing on you guys. Ah, okay. Much better. The wooden skull and the wooden witch's hat that I have on top of this box were gifted to me from a friend, and I'll show you how I put them together. At this point, you're going to want to put glue on the bottom of your box. And anyway, I have all this stuff and I'm like, you know what? I really got to start using this up. So what I did was I lined it up here and then I closed it to make sure it wasn't sticking out and lined up. So you're going to line it up. Just close the box up and push this box. Make sure it's pushed against the backing here. Like this. So you're going to have a little lip that sticks out here, a little lip here, and a little lip here. You could glue the back of this box to it, but it's not necessary, and I kind of like that it just kind of flops out. Okay, so I'm going to run my rag on the inside and press down. Make sure it's pressed down really well. Run my bone folder over it. And that's it. I'm going to close my box up. Now, when you close your box up, you could put the ribbon and tie a bow to be in the center, the bottom, or the top. I like it on the top. It's all personal preference. So I'm just going to move it closer to the top here. You could probably get away with just cutting your ribbon 10 inches. And then I leave kind of long dangles on the bottom here. But yeah, you could probably do 10 inches and be just fine, and then you won't waste any ribbon. Okay, so, pardon me, the wooden skull was separate from the witch's hat. I just decided to glue it onto the skull, and then I added some foam tape to the back. Pardon me, I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't coughing until I started really talking, and that's when the coughing starts. And I've already tested for COVID. I don't have COVID. Just a good old-fashioned cold, I guess. Alright, and I'm going to put it so my skull is in the center and my witch's hat kind of dangles off a little bit. And that's it, guys. That's our cute little 3.5 by 3.5 gift box. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and happy crafting.